He arrived in Washington having paid for his own ticket, making a point about his country's dire financial state. But for Ukraine's acting Prime Minister, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, this wasn't a holiday, this was all business. From the airport, it was off to the White House via the State Department for a very public display of affection from Barack Obama. The US President again urged Russia to scale back its presence in Crimea or face growing international action.
If it continues on the path that it is on, then not only us, but the international community, the European Union and others will be forced to apply a cost to Russia's violations of international law.
For his part, the 39-year-old former economist, now the face of a new government in Kiev, asked for international help and urged the Russians to back down. US Secretary of State John Kerry, who was in on the meeting, is heading to London for talks with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov, a meeting that on Tuesday was ruled unlikely, now going ahead. Analysts say despite the international bluster, talk of sanctions and united action, Moscow still holds the power.
How Russia chooses to handle this crisis, I think, is going to have, at the end of the day, a big impact on whether any measures that are taken either by Washington or Kiev can actually succeed in ratcheting the tension down and leading to a sustainable outcome.
As he left the White House, the Ukrainian Prime Minister seized the spirit of a previous leader from a previous time, echoing Ronald Reagan's call to the Russians during the Cold War.
Mr. Putin, tear down this wall.
America says it's ready to impose widespread sanctions on Russia if it doesn't ratchet down its military presence in Crimea. It says it has international support, and it does. But what it doesn't have is any sign that the Russians care about those threats. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, at the White House.